AI coding has become so much more powerful in the last 6 months. We've got a lot of coding agents that have got great new features. It seems like everything's accelerating so quickly, but one of the things that really hasn't changed is how we're dealing with specifications. And we need these specifications to create tests. We need to know what we're writing. If we don't know what we're writing when we're not writing tests properly, then a lot of the code that we're writing with AI becomes flaky, it becomes very brittle. So that's why I created FSpec. I want to do this thing. It's called specification by example. Now, this is from behavior-driven development, and one of the best things about this is it takes an outside-in approach. So it looks at the big picture and it works its way in. This is great for creating features, it's great for creating new applications, new businesses, everything in general. FSpec is also its own coding agent. You can use FSpec with other agents like Claude Code or Codex or anything like that. What we want to do is we want to control the context window a bit better so we don't have to remind it about how FSpec works. Plus we want direct access to the tools and the connection with the Kanban and how everything works like that. I've got a friend's 40th. They want to have a party management system, and what I'm going to do is create a party management system that does vendor bookings, that does gift registries, RSVPs, anything to do with the party. And anything that's good, and you'll see when we get into this that it comes up with ideas. I think, oh, that's a good idea. Let's go dive in. We're going to start up with a directory here. It's called Party Planner, and you just run FSpec. Let's launch FSpec by simply typing FSpec at the command line. You'll immediately see the interactive TUI, that's the terminal user interface, with all your options laid out clearly. Since this is a fresh project with no work items yet, our first step is spinning up an AI agent. Simply press the / key, select Start New Agent and confirm. It takes just seconds to get a powerful AI assistant ready to work. FSpec supports multiple AI providers out of the box, like Anthropic, Google Gemini, OpenRouter, Z.ai and more. You configure your preferred provider once and FSpec will remember it. I've got several providers set up here, giving me the flexibility to choose the best model for each task. Type /models to see your available options. I'm using Claude via a subscription token. Many developers do the same. To set this up, run the shell command Claude setup -token and you're ready to go. I personally use subscription tokens, but just make sure yours doesn't conflict with things like a subscription's terms of service or things that could otherwise risk account issues. I personally like using Claude, it works great for me. There are also solid alternatives out there like Z.ai's GLM model if you want a budget-friendly option. Provider configuration is straightforward in FSpec. For this demo, I'll be using Claude Opus 4.5, which delivers exceptional results. Let's dive into building our party planning website. I'll begin by leveraging existing resources. FSpec can search the web and find useful skills templates. Specifically, I want the front-end design skill from Anthropic's GitHub repository. I'll have FSpec locate and clone all the skills I need for reuse across the project. Here's how I'll do this. I'll ask FSpec to search for the skills repository location and provide the URL. Once I verify it's legitimate, FSpec will clone it locally and load the relevant skills into context. This is how I build a library of reusable AI capabilities. I'm switching the thinking mode to high using the /thinking command. This tells the AI to reason more deeply before responding. Now watch this. I'm asking FSpec to find the Anthropic Skills GitHub repository. Behind the scenes, FSpec connects directly to Chrome using the Chrome DevTools protocol. It's built right into the binary with Rust headless Chrome. No Playwright, no Puppeteer, no external dependencies. FSpec talks directly to your browser natively, making web searches blazingly fast. It uses DuckDuckGo by default, scrapes the results intelligently, and feeds them to the LLM for processing. This is the kind of integrated experience you simply don't get elsewhere. Now I'll tell FSpec to clone the repo into my local skills directory. Notice how natural this workflow feels. Just conversational instructions that get executed reliably. Just an important security note here. FSpec's coding agent is powerful. It has full tool access, including bash execution. Best practice is running FSpec in an isolated environment. A virtual machine with Linux works fine. Give it the tools it needs like Chromium, anything that you can possibly isolate the machine with, including just a separate machine. Sandboxing and additional security features are actively being developed and will likely ship before the full release. We're looking at Firecracker at the moment, integrating with that, and many other options as well. So for now, just be mindful of what you give it access to. Now I'll load the front-end design skill into context. I'll simply ask Spec to find and load it, similar to how other coding agents use /skills commands. What's actually happening is Spec loads a markdown file containing expert guidance and applies it to our conversation. This skill becomes advisory context. It doesn't execute anything, it just shapes how the AI approaches front-end development tasks. Time to establish our project standards by creating a agents.md file. This is your project's configuration hub. It defines your tech stack, building system, platform choices, coding standards, and conventions. I'll ask Spec to create this file with sensible defaults for our React project, following Airbnb ESLint rules. These are popular linting rules that enforce consistent code style and catch common mistakes. The AI now has enough context about our preferred setup to make informed decisions about our code style, project structure, and tooling choices. Let's review what Spec is planning. It's scaffolding with Vite, React, and TypeScript. Excellent choices. But I noticed it's selecting React 18, which is already outdated. This is exactly why human oversight matters. I'll ask Spec to research the latest versions of all dependencies before installing anything. While that runs, let me show you Spec's built-in message review capabilities. Press Tab to expand the current output and scroll through it completely, and press Enter in an item to view it. Or navigate back to the board and press F for Change Files Viewer. This gives you a full diff of every modification. Yes, you could use VS Code to do this, but having it built in directly into Spec means lightning fast review cycles without context switching. Press Shift Right to jump back to the active session. Next, I actually want to see this running. I'll ask Spec to start a development server and open a browser. There's a catch though. The dev server blocks a terminal, so I need to background the process. I'll instruct Spec to use Screen or a similar tool to run npm dev in the background, then proceed to open Chrome and navigate to our site. Success! The basic template is up and running perfectly. Clicking the counter confirms everything is wired up correctly. This is Spec's integrated browser automation at work, development and testing in one smooth workflow. Remember, Spec connects to Chrome directly via the DevTools protocol. You can run it headlessly for automation or show the full browser for visual debugging. The pause feature is particularly useful. It displays the browser and waits for your approval before continuing. This lets you inspect the page, catch visual issues, and provide feedback. The AI sees exactly what you see. Now we enter Spec's true power. Spec-driven development through specification by example. I tell the agent to run Spec Bootstrap. This works in any AI coding environment that can execute bash commands. Bootstrap loads Spec's complete methodology into context, preparing the AI for structured specification-first development. Spec prompts us to create a foundation document. This is crucial. It captures the what, the why, and how of your project before any code is written. I'll say, yes, I want a foundation for my party planning website. Help me clarify exactly what I'm building and why it matters. This discovery process prevents the classic mistake of building the wrong thing efficiently. The foundation process is deliberately interactive. It uses a what, why, how framework to extract your vision. If the AI rushes ahead making assumptions, you press the escape key and interrupt it. Hey, I'm not sure if you have enough information yet. Let's explore this together. Think of Spec as a teammate who listens, asks questions, and helps you crystallize your ideas before committing to code. This prevents expensive rework later. Spec has generated some memorable name options for our party planner. Party Pal sounds promising, but before committing, I'll do an initial check on availability. I'll ask Spec to use the web search to see if there might be a trademark on Party Pal or if the domain name is taken. You can always do a proper trademark search later on. This is real-time research integrated into your workflow. Looks like there might be a trademark issue there. That's a red flag worth noting. And of course, the domain research reveals the most obvious choices are taken. After searching multiple options, we finally find that partybrains.com is available. The domain works and there's no obvious trademark conflicts in our initial research. Of course, if we were to pursue this as a real business, we'd do proper trademark research. Sometimes finding the right name takes persistence, but SPec makes the initial research effortless. SPec confirms, register the project name as PartyBrains, and continue with the foundation setup. Perfect, I confirm yes, and we move forward with our newly validated brand. The AI has crafted our value proposition, a local party planning platform that helps hosts organise stress-free events with AI-powered tools for guest management, photo sharing, wish lists, RSVPs, and more. That's exactly the direction I wanted. Yes, I agree with the direction. We can always iterate later. Now I'm identifying pain points and sharpening our focus. The biggest coordination nightmare? Scheduling and synchronization. Calendars, RSVPs, venue selection, getting everyone aligned when everyone has different schedules, locations, and constraints. Let's make our unique selling proposition the sync everything problem, making it effortless to coordinate multiple people's availability and preferences. The foundation document is complete. SPec has captured our business purpose, target audience, key pain points, and value proposition. This isn't just documentation, it becomes the context for every subsequent development decision. Now comes event storming, a powerful technique for designing applications through domain discovery. Traditionally, this requires sticky notes and workshops. SPec automates the entire process, generating domain events, commands, and aggregates through intelligent conversation. Look at what SPec suggested for our domain: party management, guest experience, venue discovery, budget and payments, gift and wish lists, photo gallery, and user identity. These are all bounded context, the major areas of functionality. With our domain mapped, it's time to build. My approach is to start from the outside in. First, I'll mock up the interface. I'll create several HTML design variations as static pages. This lets us explore visual directions before investing in components. SPec has generated the initial design templates. The first option is decent, but let's see the alternatives. Having choices matters for design decisions. This one, the Neon Nights variation. That's striking. I'll ask SPec to create more variations on this theme and then show the updated design in the browser again. I'm requesting 6 variations using Google Fonts. The font pairings really elevate this design. This variation is significantly stronger than the previous iterations. I love how quickly we've converged on something polished. I want to push further with the clubbing aesthetic. I'll ask SPec to research popular nightclub websites with compelling visuals, capture screenshots of the best examples, then screenshot our current design and analyse how we can incorporate those professional touches. This is competitive intelligence meets design inspiration, all automated. SPec has analysed the reference sites and is now synthesising elements from our template with proven design patterns from successful club venues. It's creating a fusion of our concept with industry-validated aesthetics. The result is genuinely impressive. This is a professional grade design, generated in minutes, not days. I'm selecting this design as our winner. Decor layout and styling stay as is. We've nailed the visual direction. Now let's create reusable Tailwind components from this design. Here's where SPec's workflow shines. I'll create a story in SPec for building a base website with Tailwind 4 and attach this HTML mockup directly. Stories are tracked work items with their own context and resources. Attachments are powerful in SPec. When you create stories, SPec organises folders for supporting materials, markdown documentations, HTML mockups, mermaid diagrams. Everything stays connected to the work item. Check the board view to see it all organised. Let's see what SPec generates for our story breakdown. This is example mapping in action. SPec automatically extracts concrete requirements and business rules from our inputs. It identified that we need Tailwind 4, we must use a specific template, require these particular fonts, need animations, and the page must be fully responsive. If something's wrong or missing, simply press escape and provide corrections. Say, you forgot this requirement, or that rule isn't right. SPec will change it accordingly. Quick navigation tip. Use Shift plus left or right arrow keys to switch between the Kanban board view and your active agent sessions. On the board, we now have our foundation task mark done and our UI story in specifying status. We're building a Tailwind 4 landing page from our design. Press A to view the attachments for the selected work item. You'll see all the supporting files SPec created. Then select one of these attachments and press enter to view in a web page. Here's the implementation guide. A Markdown document SPEC auto-generated explains exactly how to build this story. You can also attach mermaid diagrams for visual architecture documentation. Perfect for explaining domain concepts to teammates or stakeholders, the AI creates these on request. Just ask for diagrams explaining whatever you need. Our story is now in specifying status with full implementation context attached. A HTML mockup Markdown guide covers Tailwind 4 setup, theme configuration, and all design details. Here's a key principle. AI outputs benefit from revision. Like any collaborator, the first draft isn't perfect. Ask FSpec to review its own work. When it rereads and reconsiders, output improves dramatically. Self-critique catches logical gaps and inconsistencies. I'm asking FSpec to review everything written so far, examine the skills folder for relevant templates, load any applicable guidance, and reconsider the implementation approach. This reflective cycle consistently produces higher quality specifications than single pass generation. Next step, generate Gherkin scenarios. FSpec generate-scenarios command transforms example maps to cucumber-style BDD feature files. This isn't just documentation, these become executable acceptance tests. The Gherkin format ensures requirements are verifiable. We translate specifications directly into automated tests. No ambiguity, no drift between spec and implementation. The test has been written and the story moved to testing status on the board. FSpec assigns story points based on estimated complexity. This is test-driven development in action. Write the test first, watch it fail, then implement the solution. Does the AI always write perfect tests? No, but having a test framework provides guardrails. Review the test, verify it matches requirements, ensure implementation satisfies the test. This verification loop catches misalignments early. When something's wrong, iterate until the spec, tests, and implementation align. Now we're in implementing status. FSpec requires the actual code to make tests pass. Watch it progress through to validating and done. Claude is awesome. It can occasionally run straight through without intervention. That said, when AI says I'm finished, trust but verify. Go back, proofread, and run the test yourself. Quality requires human validation. Let's check progress. The dev server is spinning up, implementation is underway. FSpec integrates external research tools as well. I've configured connectors for Perplexity AI for real-time web intelligence, plus Jira and Confluence for enterprise integration. Perplexity provides excellent up-to-date research since it has its own search index. For enterprise environments, Jira integration lets FSpec pull ticket details and search a project history. These connectors expand what FSpec can reference when solving problems. Pro tip, document your environment setup in agents.md. Include what research tools are available, how to background long-running processes, and any project-specific conventions. This context helps the AI make better decisions consistently across sessions. Everything's running now. Our React application with Tailwind styling is live. The components aren't interactive yet, but the visual foundation is solid and production ready. In the next episode, we'll add real functionality, interactive features built on top of this foundation. Remember that event storm we did earlier? That's where we mapped out all the things that will happen in our app, like guest invited or RSVP received. Next time, we'll connect those domain events to the actual code.